Alright, and here is the second of the Siege Deluxes, SKYTREAD, aka Flywheels. Now, he is his two vehicle components that... I almost kind of wish they had found a way to work in individual robot mode since they did that for Battle Trap in the previous line. But all things considered, not the end of the world. He is a jet and a tank as he was originally. Now, I never had Battle Trap as a kid. I did have Flywheels. So with Battle Trap, I didn't have that. But with Flywheels especially, I have this urge to just kind of want to go and expect them to just pop into a robot. Because I did that so many times as a kid with my Flywheels. But here he is, jet. He does have the arms under the jet here, which is kind of a sacrifice for the mode. And this cannon turret, like you can see it's got like kind of a notch here, and it's supposed to peg in right here. And if you put it in just enough that it sits on that ridge, the peg isn't long enough to really hold it in place. You can push it down a little further, but then it kind of mushes it up against this and makes it point downward, which is a little disappointing. And I've tried getting this further down onto these pegs here because this piece tabs onto these pegs, and I just can't get it down enough for it to really stay in place. You can kind of get it in there. That's actually a little better, but it doesn't peg in as tightly as I would hope there in tank mode. And that's... COG's the worst offender in things that don't peg in, although I don't know if it's just my copy or just in general. But anyway, he's just a tank and a jet, and that's about all there is to him. He's got a couple different ports. If you want to split the guns, you can have him be a dual turret tank, dual gun tank. I guess it's only one turret, but anyway. So we'll go ahead and take his guns off. And the guns, like all the other guns, you can combine them into a longer rifle if you wish, or you can leave them straight. You can also attach any of the fire blast effects from the weaponizers to the tip of his gun to make it look like it's shooting. And we'll get into more of those when we get to those guys. So yeah, they're the guns. And to transform his respective parts, you just open up these two panels. Untab. You can see there's some slots here that tab onto this. Lift this up. Split the legs. Flip the feet down. And then close this panel around to form his lower leg. Now this, if you leave it like this, you can see the gaps there where the mushroom peg is kind of popped. It's not really a mushroom peg, is that what those call it? But where it's the hinge is slid in there. You can turn that around. You can actually, I think it looks a little better if you turn the waist around and then turn the legs around. I don't know if that's official. That also has the benefit of bringing this little port out here so we can arm up in robot mode. And in the instructions, like in the instructions, it shows as you bring this around and peg it in to the tank mode to twist this so that the tabs are facing the right way. But yeah, anyway, he does have smaller. These are not as visible up on the top this way, but whatever. So take this, and then for the jet, just lift his wings up. Be careful of these tiny tabs. I haven't had any issues with them, but some people have been reporting that these are starting to stress, so just be careful untabbing those from down here or tabbing them in when you're going back to jet mode. So bring that up. Bring his arms. Untab his arms. They tab onto the underside here. Lift them up. Open up that, which also brings out some chest pieces. These pieces fold around like this. Well, actually, before you do that, fold up what will be his combiner port here. And then fold those around, and there's little tabs on here that tab into the sides of this. Like that, to lock that in place. Flip out his fists. And rotate his arms to be facing the proper way. And then you just take this part, fold it down. It'll tab in there. And there's a tab here that tabs into the back of the nose cone. You may have to wiggle it a little bit to get the dual hinge right. But he tabs all together, and then you just plug him in to his legs. Like so. And then he can hold his guns, whether individually or as the combined rifle. There he is. He's got ball joint head, Up and down movement is a little limited due to the shape of the helmet, but it is a ball joint. Dual swivel shoulders, swivel arms, hinge elbows. No wrist swivel, unfortunately, due to the way they flip out. He does have a waist swivel here just below this upper part. Dual hinge hips, thigh swivel, hinge knee, and the feet. The feet have some anchor. So that's a case, again, that's probably, I shouldn't have rotated the waist around there. I think it looks better from the front with the other side facing forward. Otherwise, like I said, you can see where those hinges go in. But if you do have his legs swapped around the other way, his ankles do tilt in the proper direction for him to spread his legs a little bit. So entirely up to you whether you want the visual look of not seeing where those slide in or whether you want the functionality of the ankle tilt. He's pretty cool. And of course, we're not going to show him off without comparing him to his buddy Battletrap. Again, doesn't have the individual robot modes, which is a little bit of a shame. Just like a warp of the plastic here. But they look good together. And if you get him standing straight, they're actually about the same height. Again, Battletrap has a little bit of more, has skinnier proportions, but they don't look bad together. And of course, even though he doesn't have the individual robot modes, you can, come on out of their head, there we go. You can swap their body parts, which is kind of cool. Go in there. Does make Battletrap look like he's wearing jeans or something, but, you know. So if you want to, you can swap their respective halves. Although, again, no way that I found to actually connect. Nope. Going in the wrong way. There you go. To connect the jet to the top of the tank in vehicle mode. Which is a little disappointing. It would be nice if there was a little peg or something that you could imitate that. And for a quick size comparison, here they are with Siege Megatron. Trying to keep all the Decepticons and Autobots together within the line. But even if you don't get into the whole Siege line as a whole, said that twice, Flywheel or SKYTREAD here makes an excellent companion for your Battletrap if you got him in the previous line, and they look good together. So, like I said, SKYTREAD or Hound. It really kind of depends on who I'm playing with at the moment as to which one is my favorite. But they're both pretty cool and easily my favorites of the Siege Deluxes so far. But there it is. War for Cybertron Siege SKYTREAD.